So what up, Jace? Do you think that trading for Watson will help Miami? Do you think it's the quarterback that's the problem? Do I think that's the only problem? No, the defense can't play right now, but there is a lot of skill positions out there, and I've said it. I used to help run the Dolphins channel, and they used to hate on me for it, and I used to always be like, man, I just don't think Tua is the answer. And you can watch it. I just do not think that Tua is the answer. And for the Dolphins, you have all these picks, and I think you got to get aggressive here. You got to go out and make a move, and if you believe that Deshaun Watson is good enough to get you to at least to be competitive, because you haven't been competitive. You got beat 35-0 against the Bills, 45-17 up against the Bucs, and you just lost to the Jags in London. Make a move. You got to switch it up a little bit. Let's go to Z20C08. Watson of Miami for 2 firsts, a second, and a third. Trade Tua and Noah Igbenogany to the Giants. Make Giants. Give Texans a first and a third. All right, so Miami for 2 firsts, a second, and a third. Interesting. So you're getting a 2 firsts, second, and a third. Then you trade Tua and Noah Igbenogany to the Giants. I actually think that's kind of an interesting idea. And then you make the Giants give the Texans a first and a third. I'm not going to lie, we get a lot of crazy trade ideas. I actually really like this idea. I like three-way trades. They really never happen, but I'm going to tip my cap because this is creative, and I actually think the value is kind of there. All right, y'all, so Halloween right around the corner, and I actually am a big-time fan of Halloween, and I love candy. Here's the issue. I like chocolate, and I'm not a big fan of Swedish Fish, not a big fan of anything that's like fruity, like Starburst. I'm good on that. The one candy, though, that I will never understand is candy corn. Is it good? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Here's going to be the reason why I type 0 for no. If you eat candy corn in April or May, imagine you're walking down the street and somebody's chewing on some candy corn. I might pick up the phone and I might be like, dude, we got a crazy person walking around. If the only time you can eat a candy is during a holiday, I'm sorry, I just don't think it's good. Candy corn and then that random strawberry flavored candy that was in my grandparents' dishes in my entire life growing up was always candy that I never quite understood. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Is candy corn good? I got Senka bobsled. If you had to get either trade Tua or fire Brian Flores, wow, which would you do? This is a hell of a question. I would probably rather trade Tua because you're going to get some draft capital for him. And remember, we're like 1 year removed where Brian Flores was one of the top coaching candidates to be Coach of the Year. I think some bad injuries happened. Yes, some bad draft picks happened as well. But I'll trade Tua before I fire Brian Flores, but it also wouldn't surprise me if both happened. Let's go to Zachary Lynn Borgen. The Dolphins need to trade DeVante Parker. He deserves better. Does he? DeVante Parker's had 1 good year his entire career. Does he have talent? Yes. Originally, my comparison to DeVante Parker was like when you were a kid growing up, you made a receiver on Madden, you made him look a lot like Parker. 6'3", 6'4", 225 pounds. He's got all the athletic ability in the world. 2 issues, though. I don't know if anybody's going to go ahead and trade for DeVante Parker's contract, and he's got a lot of injury issues. So, Parker, does he deserve better? Maybe. But at the end of the day, they drafted him in the first round. They gave him a nice new contract after 1 year, and he really hasn't done anything since. Shout out to Jeff for getting this question up on screen. Name a player you think that's going to get dealt before the November 2nd NFL trade deadline. I'll be looking in the comments when this video goes out, but to all the people watching live right now like Joey, Tom, Anif, Gamer Dude, Raul Corona, much love to you. Name a player that you can get traded right now. Let's go to Jaime, mouthful of a last name. Finn should stick with Tua 1 more year. The O-line is trash. They messed up, and they should have done the Mahomes rough, let him learn for a full year. So I kind of agree with that. The only issue is this. Ryan Fitzpatrick was a little bit, tipsy-turvy, and I agree that they should have let Fitzpatrick really rock and roll. The offensive line is bad. The wide receivers have also not been good. Also, having 2 offensive coordinators isn't setting up your quarterback for success. But then there's also the eye test. Watch Tua play. If you can watch Tua and honestly say that, you know what, he's going to be worth it, I think you're crazy. I really think at the absolute best right now, you're hoping that Tua can turn out to be a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater. Nobody wants Teddy Bridgewater number 5 overall. If Deshaun Watson wants to come to Miami, take on the risk, get a little bit ballsy, and make the move. What up, Anthony? Appreciate the question coming in here. Can the Dolphins trade for both the right tackle from Detroit and Deshaun Watson during the deadline? Can they do it? Sure. If there's any team out there that can probably make almost any deal possible, it is Miami with all the first round, with all the second round picks that they got saved up. But I do think if they don't end up giving away some starters, Deshaun Watson, even with those 22 allegations, could cost a whole bunch. Remember, they originally wanted 3 first-rounders, 3 second-rounders, and 2 starters. They ain't going to get that anymore, but it's going to be a hefty trade. Now, Flash Gamer, if you want to go ahead and bet on Arizona, if you want to bet on Kyler Murray winning the MVP, if you want to bet on Arizona winning the NFC West, if you want to have them winning the NFC, the Super Bowl, you can do that with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. How do you get the hookup? Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. It's the best deal on the internet, and when I tell you that, I actually challenge anybody out there to try to find a better deal. You're not going to find one. You can deposit up to $500, get $625 for free. Put down $200, $250 for free. Or put down $100, get $125 for free. Get the deal, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. Now, if you're wondering what some of my bets are this week, here are my Week 7 bets. I got the Packers -10 up against the football team. Give me the Ravens -6 up against their rival, the Bengals. The Titans +5.5 against the Chiefs. Bears +13 at Tampa. And then the 49ers -4 up against Indy.
All right, from Alex Ronald, is it time to fire Brian Flores? Oh, boy, there we go. This has been unquestionably a very disappointing and frustrating start for the Miami Dolphins. They are supposed to be a playoff contender. Right now, they're like a bottom 5 team. And that's a problem because the Dolphins do not own their first pick. That is going to the Eagles as part of the Jalen Waddle trade. They own the Niners pick. Oops. What I'm saying is the Dolphins got to figure this out fast. Because a nightmare scenario is the Dolphins trade a top 10 pick for the rights to draft. Well, who's a good football player? Don't get me wrong there. But if that's a top 5 pick, oh no, that's a disaster. I still like Brian Flores. My biggest concern has been a new offensive coordinator every single year. That is not good. That is not good for a quarterback's development. And I still don't think they have the right guy calling the plays. That's an issue. So I don't think Brian Flores gets fired quickly, but the seat is warming up. So what do you guys think? Which NFL head coach is fired next? We've seen some Vic Fangio disgruntledness in the comments. Get your votes in. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. Get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down, and get your votes in. From Eric Rivera. Top 5 defensive players of the year this year. Okay, so I think you got to go with a guy like Myles Garrett, Trevon Diggs, certainly inside of that conversation as well. Chandler Jones started the year really, really hot. Since then, he hasn't quite been the same guy. I think at this point, it's been a little bit quieter from that perspective. I think Danielle Hunter has had a great year flying under the radar. Aaron Donald, always going to be in that conversation. I'll throw another name here. How about the play from Max Crosby? I think Max Crosby has been awesome this year for the Raiders. So I think I gave you guys 5 guys there. If not, well, I'm sorry. That's my mistake. But I think guys like, Chandler Jones early, Myles Garrett, Trevon Diggs, not DeMarcus Lawrence, Max Crosby, and you throw in Aaron Donald because he always is. Good names there for Defensive Player of the Year.
Who likes free? I do. Who likes the NFL? I do. Who likes videos? I do. If you said yes to all 3 of those things, then please go ahead and subscribe to Chat Sports right now. And make sure you turn on those notifications so every time we do an NFL mailbag, anytime we do some breaking news or whatever here, you're never going to miss it. Now, if you're already one of our loyal subs, I appreciate you. I really do. Take the link, send it to some friends. But we keep you guys up to date, doing videos all the time, at least 2 videos every single day. We're also interactive, so if you want your questions, your comments on the show, and here's why you should subscribe, because sometimes like, why should I subscribe? Videos every day, live at least 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're interactive, so I see people like Anfi, Rao. Also, shout out to Flash Gamer Praval for the Super Chat. Much love to you. More subscribers, more videos. Did I mention that's free? I think I did.
from the King, who I think is maybe a Seahawks fan. I see the Kraken logo for NHL, I think. What positions are supposed to be good in next year's NFL draft? Not quarterback. Not at all. I think some interior O-line, if you want a run-blocking O-line, I like some of those guys. Ikem Ekwonu at NC State, Darian Kennard, Evan Neal, amongst others. Tyler Linderbaum, so I think a good O-line class. Depth at edge, decent corners. Not as good at receiver, but still a good receiver class. And I appreciate your question there, King. It's still early. We'll see more draft talk here on the channel as we move forward. First up from my burner account, NFL needs to seriously consider AI for officiating. I understand this. Guys, what AI is smart enough to do this? Like, what AI is going to be able to properly identify, well, that's a holding call, that's not, in instant real time? I honestly don't think that AI exists. If it did, let's ride. But this is not like baseball, where you have a defined zone for a ball and strike where you can ID if it's a strike or a ball. There's way too much movement going on and bad angles the AI can't see. So yeah, explore it. I just don't know if it exists. Plain and simple.